Hi, I'm Sam Royce.
And I'm Johnny Clausen.
This year we've had a lot of interesting things happen in Project Spark Studio.
We were actually featured in the London Film Festival this year.
So with Scepter, has that grown to be something else now? What's happened?
Well,
where have you get put to?
I started working after I graduated 8th grade. I came back to, since I was being homeschooled for high school, I came back to Cottonwood Creek to be an intern for Project Spark Studio, which is our tech program. But we found Fort Chester Castle, and we're just like, hey, this looks like a good place to set something. And we ended up with pirates and a historical scepter, and we just kind of went from there.
And a huge honor. Of course, I need to thank everyone who supported and helped out Project Spark Studio, especially Mark Boyle and just everyone involved. We've come a really long way since we started out as just the tech program of an elementary school. So this is a big deal.
This year we've been working with a school in Reykjavik, Iceland, called Leinakatskóli.
I have a question. What do you think Iceland is?
What do you think Iceland is about?
We already know there's a lot more plants and animals and ranching. There's a lot more things going on in Iceland than just ice. And
Together, we have written a Norse mythology story. In fact, one of their teachers, Mr. Lynch, has a connection with a town legend named Jörmundur Hansen. Through a friend, he helped JRR Tolkien write the Norse mythology aspects for his book Lord of the Rings in the 1940s.
I've been documented so often that one more won't hurt.
Alright, let's do it.
hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Nice to meet you. Yes.
Likewise.
Gotcha.
We were conducting a scene where our main character, he goes to Valhalla, and it really was kind of a mistake that he was going there.
With the Valkyries, we're going to have a new Valkyrie. It's just kind of a little gag, but we were going to have one of them bring him up by accident. And I kind of wanted to ask what you would think about that, because we know it's not exactly...
Yeah, well, I'll tell you an ancient truth. In order to be able to ask a question, you have to know 90% of the answer. Yes.
What do you think of that idea? Do you have any ideas to go off about that?
I don't remember any stories about
that happening.
People having gone to Valhalla without being actually had in battle. Why not? The only thing that I would say is that you should keep the character of the gods, so that Odin can be a little devious. He can go back on his word even sometimes. People would have thought of, he is the wise one. He must be knowing what he's doing.
All right, explain to the camera what we're looking at right now.
So this is
Start from the top, sorry.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to have a montage that is then just like exploring Reykjavik and stuff like that. But the key to a good montage is good music. So I found this really good loop I like, so...
Við bara 18 mínútur af batteri eftir. Ég vil taka eitthvað almennilega.
Right on set and action. No hard feelings. Oh, and I'm Harold Bluetooth. Cut. Our fight goal. I got 16
15 kills. I got 9. No, I got more. I got 20. I got more.
Enemy side. And so what's going to happen is we're going to have her all running through all this stuff. Maybe do like this matrix slide on his knees under an axe swing, dive into a ditch, dodge arrows, that kind of thing. And then in the background we're going to have some Vikings headbutting each other, kind of falling like they're in a battle fighting.
Hi, I'm Caleb Fitch, and this is
Christian Baldwin, and we're the Ha Ha Comedy Department, so yeah.
Or for short, the Comedy Department. So our comedy department comes up with all the funny scenes in the movie, and so all the parts that you laugh at or at all the parts that are comical in any way, we're the people that come up with that.
We are currently working on a Viking movie taking place in Iceland called Bluetooth.
It's like a Viking's dream. You don't die, but you can battle every single day. And it's like you're out there and you're swinging an axe at people and chopping their heads off, but yet nobody dies and they're having fun with it. Our main character, Bluetooth, hates that stuff and wants to bring people together and wants to do all that. But when he's up there and people are just fighting and constantly using axes at each other and swords and other things, it's not very fun for him, and he just wants to avoid all that, and so he avoids it and ends up really hating it.
This year, we've had the privilege of using motion capture suits through the help of Nick Keeline and Robert Keeline. Nick designed them for us, and Robert helped us build them. We also sent a motion capture suit all the way over to Iceland to Mr. Lynch's graphics class.
Now we just want to
I am Thanos.
Just as a sound.
Pose down, 3, hang on, 2, 1.
There you go. See and look on the front. See how it's recording? Perfect.
Red button. Yeah.
Now look to the left. Look to the right. You can move your arms around a little bit. All right. Take a bow. Perfect. There you go. Perfect. And then hit the button.
Okay.
You just did your first motion capture. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Oren.
And I'm Audrey.
And together we are responsible for the motion capture department here at Spark Studio. We got this new experimental kit, and it was a long process to get it rolling. And luckily I found Audrey here to be a fantastic actor, and that allowed us to bridge that connection between technology and the expression of emotion.
Yeah. The first time that I actually wore the suit itself, I was very confused about it, because I'm not a technology person, and then I just had this giant suit on me, and I was very conscious of it at first, but now I'm not in this room anymore, I'm in this setting.
Hey, I'm Annalise.
And I'm Patricia.
And we're both interns at Project Spark Studio. This year, we're working on a movie set in the town of Lunéville, France.
We're collaborating with the English class at Collège Charles Grand, taught by Ms. Duchesne. This is the first time we're working with a class that doesn't actually speak English, so this has been pretty interesting so far.
Evelyne est amoureuse de Victor?
Ah non, ben non, Victor est amoureuse.
Voilà. Alors les autres, ça dit quoi? Hi again there. As you can see, the script is here and has been printed. The pupils were so excited, so we had 1 hour this morning reading the script first, and they were highlighting the different names and circling the problems, words they didn't get. It was a blast. They loved it. We had a very fun time because they didn't understand the expression, the apple of his eyes. So they were wondering, she likes apple, she wants to eat because his eyes are green like an apple. So it was really, really fun. And they were also so excited. I don't know if I told you, but there's a castle in Lunéville. We have Le Château de Lunéville, and they were so excited that they'd like you to see the castle.
Recently, the class got the chance to take a field trip to a nearby castle that's actually going to be included in our film.
And go!
They also visited an embroidery museum. Embroidery is a pretty big part of our film.
They've been rewriting part of the script and fixing some of the names that we had a little trouble pronouncing.
We're having trouble pronouncing the apprentice's new name. What? We're too American.
A little practice. Jean.
They were also nice enough to send us some macarons and Madeleine cookies, which the kids over here really enjoyed.
Hi, my name is Alicia Lee Johnson, and I'm making the poster for our French movie, Voila. So the way I make the characters, I have a student pose as what we want, and then I put that pose and I take the character that we built and put them into that pose, and then we can put them on the poster.
This year, we've had an amazing opportunity to work with a professional editor, animator, and graphic designer.
And that happened for me on Horton Hears Who as a temp animator. So.
Okay, that's so cool. That is so cool. That light bulb moment where you went from really feeling behind the ball on animation to ahead of the ball. Can you explain that a little bit? Just a little bit of what does that entail? What's going on there?
Right around senior year, I was feeling like I didn't understand, even like the way it was sort of explained, it wasn't really making sense to me. And I remember sitting there and being like, actually I had gotten some feedback from a Disney animator who was like, yeah, your animation is, somehow I got a connection. And he looked at my animation and was like, yeah, it's floaty, it lacks like grounded physics, the performance is this, and I mean, it was honest, but it was sobering. And I remember sitting there and being like, I don't think I'll be able to do this. I remember, and I think everyone comes up to that point, and that's usually the point when things start changing. But I feel like your brain actually has to go through that. You know, the saying, no pain, no gain. I really do think that you have to go through that pain for your brain to finally unlock what it is, or to understand. I think that's just with learning in general. Learning is not a very pleasant experience, and it's very, but it's necessary. It's necessary. That pain is necessary, because now it still requires a lot of work, but I enjoy creating the art. I'm not hindered by that secret handshake of like having to use the tool. I can use the tool very fluidly.